Hello everybody, welcome to GTPlanet and welcome to another video here on our YouTube channel. My name is Chaz and I'm the lead video producer for GTPlanet, and it is a pleasure to be back on your screens once again. I've got my fancy new camera now, so hopefully this looks a lot better than it has done in the past. What I'm going to be doing today though is something very exciting, especially for me as well actually, because as of the Spec 2 update, which just came out recently, you'll know that Sophy AI is back, and it's back as Sophy 2.0. Everybody's really excited about this because it's only appeared in the game for a limited amount of time in the past and in limited ways, so we've been able to race against it, or at least you guys may have done. I didn't actually get the chance to race against it when it was in the game, but now it's back and I'm finally going to be able to race against it. So as part of the new challenges here, as the Spec 2 update has come out, in the World Circuits you get your weekly challenges. Now you can race against this AI in the new circuit as well, which is the Lake Louise circuit here in America, which is amazing, up in Canada, and you'll have seen, I imagine, our previous video on that, which is here, so if you go and look at that one you'll really enjoy it. We have a quick race where you can get 200% of your credits. You can have a bonus from racing that, and you can test it out in all sorts of ways. They've really implemented that very well very quickly. But if you look at some of the circuits like Laguna Seca or Grand Valley Highway 1, you'll see this little icon here just in the corner of their sort of cards, so to speak, also over here at Road Atlanta. That means that Sophy AI is enabled at these circuits and you can race against it yourself. So what I'm going to be doing today is trying, for the very first time ever, to race against Sophy AI. I want to do 3 races. We're going to do one from each region. We're going to start over in America. I think Laguna Seca is a really good place to start, to be fair, because there's a lot of heavy braking zones here. It's a very difficult circuit to race against them at, and you can see it's the part of the quick race option. So we are going to go against them, but I'm not going to use my Taycan Turbo S actually. Just bear with me and I'm going to change back out of that to something a little bit more, let's say something I'm more familiar with that I can control. I'm going to bring back my Porsche 964, which I used in the recent tuning video that we did on Gran Turismo 7. There's going to be a few more videos like that coming in the near future as well, but obviously we're prioritising this update for now so that we can give you all the information on this that we possibly can. But any excuse to get this 964 out and I am happy. So we're going to try and drag it out here at Laguna Seca, and we're going to go up against Sophy AI. I'm so excited for this, honestly, because I was heartbroken last time that I didn't get a chance to race it before it was sort of removed from the game while Polyphony Digital took it away and sort of reconfigured it, so to speak. So let's roll, shall we? Okay, right. I didn't know about this, but this is like, I've literally just clicked this for the first time. I want this to be a definite first impression so you guys see what happens here. And you get to choose between the 2 different forms of AI. Obviously we're going to go for GT Sophy. You can still choose the time of day. We'll go for the middle of the afternoon. And professional level 3 laps. Well, yeah, we're going to go for that, aren't we? Obviously, because I've got to show you that I can actually drive. I always say there's reasons I'm a commentator and not a driver. Now, the interesting thing here is how many... Okay, so we've got a number of cars. Wow, we have a full field of cars, which is great. So that's one of the main updates, really, is the fact that you were only ever able to race against a couple of Sophy AI. There was only ever, I think, 4 at maximum, I think it was, in the previous updates. So the fact that we get a full field of cars is awesome. And I believe, by the look of it, that those cars... Yeah, they're going to be in a similar performance category to what we bring to the table. I'm hyped. I'm really hyped because I was expecting this to be a 4-car fight or just a sort of one-on-one fight with Sophy AI, not a full field of them. I'm actually kind of scared in a weird way. Let's go, shall we? Let's crack on. Okay, we get some music to go with it as well. We're going to go on board with the Porsche and we're going to listen to her scream again. We get some of the little emoticons that go above and below us. You can hear them binging away already. I wasn't aware they actually made a noise. Interesting that you get to see them on the timing tower on the left as well. Ooh, the RX-7's angry, don't mess with it. Some of them seem shocked. Don't know why. Now, as you'll have seen before in any of the videos where I've been driving, I like to treat the AI like it's a person. I don't bash them out of the way. I don't go for any unnecessary sends on them. The binging is already kind of distracting because it makes you want to look at the faces and the emotions on it. Well, we are absolutely flying at the moment. Sometimes we've seen before that the faces don't always match, you know, what it would be feeling, like it'll get overtaken and it'll sort of give you this determined, angry, oh god, looking face. I'm going to move my screen in the bottom right to radar because I don't want to hit Sophy. Ooh. Don't feel sad. There you go, feel happy. Now feel mugged. I feel like I'm sat a bit close to my wheel today, but I haven't sort of framed myself very well in the shot for this, so I do apologise if I don't look great. I feel our car might be a little bit out of balance with what their cars are doing here. Sorry. I think if we were in equal machinery, it might be a different kettle of fish here. We're into the lead already. Oh, that was a big curb. Sorry, little suspension. Yeah, I think maybe the car's a little bit much here for the AI to deal with, because I've seen many amazing things about in equal machinery, it will bat you. It will mug you off. But it's still, from what I've seen with how much it moves around, it's still an improvement on the standard game AI, which, you know, I've always slated to be way too easy to beat unless you're in a car that is severely underpowered in a straight line. We've not got rid of that Cayman, have we? That Cayman is still very much in the rear view mirror there behind us. I love this car. I love this car so much. Interesting to see that when you're not in a battle with them, with the AI, they're still, you know, they're still flashing emojis up every so often based on what's going on around them, I imagine. Well, I was kind of scared to begin with, but we've mugged Sophy off here for this first race, but I feel this is mainly down to the difference in the car. Heck. I'm wondering if we maybe go in some Group 4 cars or GT4 cars when everyone's in a similar performance bracket, then it may be a different story. We'll have to wait and see. And you get decent credits for winning these races as well. That's the thing with custom races on Gran Turismo 7, you've never really had a big prize fund to race for. We'll take the checkered flag though. But yeah, I don't think that was a correct or true representation of what Sophy can do, to be fair. There's your result then. And that'd be that. 5-second win. Clean race bonus as well. Literally my first driving of today, as you can see. We don't need a replay. I don't think Sophy wants to watch that, or we'll get all sorts of emojis. Right, let's back out. We'll go to a European race instead, and we'll change to maybe a Group 4 car or something along those lines. Let's go for the Aston Martin. I've driven this quite a lot. Fantastic sounding car. Just listen. Naughty. But this is all just accessible in world circuits, by the way. You don't have to do anything special or anything in particular to unlock the ability to race against Sophy here. They've just enabled it on all of these circuits. Let's go to Red Bull Ring. Red Bull Ring's quite good. And yeah, it's so interesting that it's on certain layouts as well. So I was going to say it's probably limited to layouts of the circuits if there's more than one of them, and you will usually find it on the full courses or the Grand Prix courses instead of the shorter versions of the track. Obviously they have to be taught in many different ways. There's a lot of processes that go into making sure that Sophy is as well finely tuned as possible. We'll go for an 8 AM morning start, and we will go for professional level again, 3 laps, and crack on with the best that Sophy can give us. So should be a level playing field here in comparison. Now we're all in Group 4 cars. Again, we're up against, I think there's 20 cars in the field. Yes, there is. And we're going to start right in the middle of the pack. So it starts with 11th on the grid, unless you choose otherwise, I believe. I don't think it's anything to do with this. Now, what tyres is everyone going to be on? We're going to stick to racing hards. Just see what we can do. Always freaks me out that the Aston Martin's tachometer goes from right to left. Let's see what you've got then. See, it's a different kettle of fish now because we're not flying past everybody in a straight line. I love that in certain cars when you look back, you actually look out the back rather than just over the rear wing. Oh god, I've understeered. Is that alright? You can see that they're moving around a lot more in front, which is nice. Already that makes a big difference because a lot of the time, the standard AI in a game, they just sort of, I don't know, they follow each other in a perfectly straight train in most places. Back end started to break away there in a little Aston. Now already I can tell you that if I'm really trying here, the AI in front is definitely not slower than me at this point. They're in a bit of a perfect straight line there, but then look, when there's chance they fan out, they move around. They all show a nose in the mirror, so to speak. Don't get angry at me, Sophy. I'm just trying to race you. There you go. You're much happier now. It's a little bit uniform in front there, isn't it, as they all follow each other towards the apex. Now that they're moving around a bit. Not quite sure why they all move over that much, to be honest. Seems a bit strange. It's like one moves out to try and make a move, and then everyone else tries to follow them. We're in front of the Ferrari, at least. But already I've had to put in more effort in this one lap than I've ever had to put in against any AI on Gran Turismo 7. Mercedes isn't happy. We've got a hell of a run. Why are we going so fast all of a sudden? Oh, car left. See, look, car right, Mercedes down the inside. Big send. Big send from the Merc. Upsets everybody. I'm in the wrong gear. We're 3 wide. There's cars to the right. Already this is more exciting, and that's what it's all about, you know. It's creating an AI that's more dynamic. Doesn't just sort of pootle around and give you mobile chicanes to drive past. It actually races you. It actually gives it a send, you know. It will make mistakes as well. You know, the Mercedes going in like that probably wasn't the best idea in the world. Overdid it slightly on the brakes. The binging is distracting though. It makes me think that I've got to sort of pay attention to something and that I've got maybe something on the dash. It sounds like my seatbelt's undone. You know those little bing bongs you get in your car when you drive without your seatbelt on? Not that I ever have, obviously. Well, we've mugged the beamer off. There seems to be a strange inconsistency of times where we're faster than the AI cars in a straight line or on the exit of corners. Let's not hit the Veyron, that'd be very expensive. But look there. There is that little bit of weakness. And even on the radar there, you can see we're just creeping away. Look at that. What is that about? Interesting. But look, the AI behind got a really good run out of the first corner. Just because they were close to the back of me, they didn't back out and absolutely cack their pants, because AI in a lot of racing games have the sort of tendency to do that, don't they? I remember racing in other sims before where the AI would maybe go for a look and go for a move, but because that's not the perfect racing line, it'll go, oh no, and it'll stop and slam on the brakes. But already this has been much more of a challenge, and that's what I really enjoy about this. I race AI a lot, you know, I don't always get time to organise online races outside of the sort of broadcasting that I do. So to be able to race AI and it still be a challenge and feel like you're actually racing a person, you know, rather than something that just follows a perfect line somewhere, moves around a little bit like that, it's just so much more natural. Makes you actually feel a bit more fulfilled for racing AI instead of just going online. A little bit of contact there. Don't get angry at me, I didn't mean it. There are weaknesses in it though, we can still outdrive it. And let's not forget this is on the hardest setting. You gonna come back across on me? Ooh. Car inside. Oh, but look, no hesitation there to sort of squeeze me out. I like that. It's a bit savage. It's not perfectly mannered. That's mannered though, see in a bit. And that was across the line, just taking second place. But you know, the race ticked by before I even knew it. That was great fun. That was really, really good fun. Not as much of a challenge as I thought it was going to be, but the opening lap there, I sort of held my breath for a second because I thought, I'm not going to be able to beat this. But I enjoyed myself there. Finished second place, and I genuinely enjoyed myself. More money, more mileage. And we'll move on to the third race, shall we? We're going to change to a road car this time. We're going to go away from race cars and away from anything tuned, just into a standard road car and see what the AI is like against this sort of behaviour. Behaviour? I mean equipment. What I do want to drive is a car that, to be fair, I've become obsessed with these recently after I've really grown an appreciation for them, but the Ferrari 458 Italia is possibly one of the best Ferraris I think that's ever been made, and I've really not realised it till recently. Naturally aspirated Ferrari, revving its bag off. Yeah, it's just awesome. I don't think I've messed with it. I don't think I've tuned it at all. Let me just go into settings and just make sure. Yeah, there's no parts on the right-hand side that have been done. Okay. And we'll see what circuits Sophy is available at here. I imagine, I was going to say, it's got to be Suzuka, surely. And Tsukuba. I've seen some good videos of it racing at Tsukuba, so I'm going to go to Tsukuba. 400% credit bonus here. Right. Does that mean that it's more difficult here? Let's see, shall we? Let's go at sunset. 34 grand for 4 laps. Interesting. What are we up against? KTM Crossbow, Diablo F40, McLaren F1. Ooh, a couple of McLaren F1s. That is a tasty list of cars. What on God's earth is that? Oh, is that weird Camaro thing, the SEMA car? Yeah, the Rampage. Okay, let's see what Sophy's got around here, because like I say, I've seen a lot of videos of it racing here at Tsukuba. And let's remind myself why race car brakes are so much better than road car brakes. There was already a send up the inside. Oh my understeer. Oh my god, will you listen to the car? Oh my god. Sorry, this isn't about the car, this is about Sophy. I've got that place back already. It's very close quarters around here. I'm gonna go for a send, look down the inside. Ooh, she's squeezed and said no. I'm sort of torn between referring to Sophie as it or she. Oh, you don't want me there then. Ah! I'm sorry. Yes, be sad. Oh, we're 3 wide. Now look, the AI on the right. Yes. Takes advantage. And all of a sudden we're fast in a straight line. Look at the McLaren go. Oh my word. See, now moving across like that and going for a move like that is what makes Sophie so great. And look, a little mistake there as they've overdone it. Oh! I just stuffed a very expensive McLaren. I'm so sorry. Look, the KTM there crosses, funnily enough, punningly crosses in front of us. Gets straight to the apex. Come on. It's livelier racing. Much livelier. I mean, at this circuit it's always going to be lively, but the way the AI behaves. Look, sort of half defending before the corner, saying absolutely no on the apex. It's just a shame about all the binging. It really does feel like Windows is crashing in the background. Oh my god, this crossbow does not want me going through. They're 3 wide in the background. Right, let's go. Unleash the Ferrari. Look at that. Bye-bye. Again, though, slightly moving over to defend the position. It's very conscious of racing scenario, which is great. Ooh, nearly going into the back of me there. But yeah, I'll finally get to my point that I was mentioning a minute ago. The McLaren, the way that it ducked from right to left there and went the narrow way around that crossbow was phenomenal to see. It's those sorts of moves that a human would anticipate and really go for, but to see an AI doing that was magic. I really enjoyed that. It's those little inklings that show you the full capability of Sophie and how quickly it can think ahead and develop. I mean, I've just done the same sort of maneuver there to the Nissan. And the more I get used to this Ferrari, the more it feels amazing. I think I bought this from the used car dealership. Actually, no, I think I got this one brand new because it's only got 58 miles on it. But every time I see one, I'd buy one for the sake of it. Bye-bye, Enzo. Okay, bye-bye, Enzo. But look, moving over to the right, then over to the left. It's just so cool. For anybody that hasn't sort of seen much sim racing or many racing games, they may watch this and think, why is this guy getting so excited about cars moving around on a screen? But it's the behaviour of these cars that is so human. I'm blown away. I just hate the binging. I'm not sure if you all agree, but I hate the binging. I'm not sure if there's a setting to make those silent. See, the McLaren saw me coming there and slammed on the brakes. I'm talking a lot, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to process what's going through my brain as we carry on. There's that flipping rampage thing. There is a lot to take in here, but this is overall very, very impressive. I just wonder whether certain circuits will really showcase it better than others. I think that's going to be the case. Come on, one more corner. So the F40 is going to mug the Enzo off now, is it? We've mugged the Enzo off as well. We'll take third. We got a podium. But that was impressive. That was very, very impressive. Some of the moves that we saw there, the reactions, the sort of anticipation from it, that was remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to look back into the replay of that, and I want to watch that move again from the McLaren. So there's the Porsche defending like mad from me, understeered wide into it, and then the McLaren suddenly appears on the right there. But watch the way this McLaren now moves. Gets flying, but look, cuts across into that gap and says, nope, I'm going there. That's really cool. And then overdoes it slightly. It's so human. I'm wildly, oh god. And yeah, that's not my proudest moment, but I am wildly impressed. And don't forget that you too can race against Sophy AI here on Gran Turismo 7. Sophy 2.0 is now here, and you can race against it on limited circuits, of course, but it seems like in terms of the cars, there's not really a limit in what it can use. I mean, I've used 3 very different cars here. A tuned Porsche that was done up to the max, basically, with the tune that we had from one of our tuning videos, GT4 cars, and then top-end road cars. It's very versatile and it works so well. Obviously certain circuits are better than others. that's just going to be the way it is, I'm afraid. That's just, I don't know, I can't think how to word it properly, but obviously it's a lot of work that goes into making it work at certain circuits, and I think here is one of the best examples of when it really does fit. So go and play with it at Tsukuba even. Just try it at Tsukuba. It's a fantastic racetrack and epic, epic fun. But I hope you've enjoyed this little insight into it. I certainly have. I've been very, very grateful to finally go up against Sophy AI, and I'm going to continue to do so because it's a lot more of an improvement over the standard AI in the game. I'm sure you'll all agree. Anyway, I'm waffling on a bit now, so I'm going to sign this off. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and we'll hopefully see you again on GT Planet very, very soon.